I was just in London and I got back last night at midnight. And I was surrounded by lots of people. So I thought I'd come to one of my favorite spots. Let me show you. This is a park in Dublin. Some of you in Dublin will know where this is. And there's something very healing about the trees here. When I go deeper in, I'll share that with you too. I wanted to make a video to talk a little bit about our energy in the world right now, what's going on, and what you can do to take your power back. Because I had anxiety while I was in London. And even though I pulled myself back into myself, I still felt it. Particularly at one point, going down to the underground. The more I grow spiritually, the more sensitive I am. And the more sensitive I am, the more I feel. So I knew it wasn't mine, but it was hard to manage it. Even for me, even with all these years that I have of experience. I want to share that because it might help you realize that the anxiety you're feeling might not just be yours. I'm going to turn this around because it's much prettier looking at the grass and the trees. And when I find a spot, I'll stop. Yeah, so I've been thinking, because it's September now, and there's a lot of rumors going around about more lockdowns, more masking, all that kind of stuff. I'm looking at where the rumors are coming from, and it's not from the mainstream media. In fact, there's nothing in the mainstream media in Ireland that I can find. I'm not going looking for it either. So I'm wondering, is this a fear? Is this a fear that people are having, that they're speculating on, that's spreading? Here's the thing. What we think about is what we create. What we manifest is what we think about. And if there are people spreading the idea that there's going to be more lockdowns, more restrictions, then there will be. But again, I'm not seeing it anywhere, so I'm not going to create that. And instead focusing on vibrant health, which is what I like to focus on, which is why I came to the forest. So, of course, because it's in the city, there's always going to be people around, always going to be distractions, but that's good. Because if we can do our work, our daily work, our clearing, spiritual practice, our grounding, centering, while there's people around, then we can always do it. So next week, the 14th of September, I'm doing my twice yearly boot camp. So Raise Your Vibration Bootcamp. It's called boot camp because it's 21 days. 21 days. I suppose boot camps are kind of intense. I don't like to do intense. So there'll be a lot of love, a lot of slowness, a lot of awareness, a lot of bringing your attention to what you do want to create. I want to teach you how to better focus so that you can see when you're leaking your power out to rumors, so that you can contain your energy better, and so that you can be stronger in yourself to say no or yes, depending on what the topic of discussion is. I mean, seriously, there's still people out there who won't leave their house. They won't go and do things because they're afraid of life. We have to say yes to life. We have to be feeling strong to do that. Strengthening the immune system, strengthening our will. And I also know that there's many people out there right now who don't know what the point of it all is. Call it an existential crisis. I'm having a couple of those myself right now. So I'd like to cover those things too. So anyway, I'm inviting you to join me for my low cost 21-day Raise Your Vibration Bootcamp, where we look at reclaiming power, solidifying our strength, looking at what we say yes to and what we say no to, getting a better handle on what we're manifesting in our lives. And it's going to be good, and it's low cost. It's only €44. And for that, you get an opening webinar, which is me for an hour doing deep energy clearing and cleansing on you and on me. I like doing these things because I get it too. We set ourselves up then for 21 days where I send emails every day with a task. So what do you need? You need 10 minutes a day. That's the bootcamp part. 10 minutes a day for 21 days, where you either work through the exercise that I give you or one of your own that you like to bring your awareness in. What I do find when people do the bootcamp is that they tend to do it more than once during the day. They tend to really feel the relief from it, and it becomes a way of life. And that's why I do the 21 days, because that's what I want, to help people create a habit where they can look after themselves. As a little doggy come standing beside me. Cute. Because when your energy's good, then the animals know. So I want to help you get your energy good. So we have the opening webinar next week, 21st, or this week, depending on when you're watching this, on the 14th of September. And then we go for 21 days, and then there's a closing webinar. So for €44, you get 2 whole hours of healing from me, plus 21 whole days of healing from me and God and from you as you work through your stuff. But on top of that, we have a dedicated Telegram group where you can meet everybody else who's doing bootcamp. You can chat to each other, share stories, share your process, ask questions, and it gets pretty active. I mean, I did a mini one during the summertime, and wow, that was really buzzing for the whole 2 weeks. It'd be great. But I just want to let you know that during the boot camp, I'm going to be going away to Greece, and so I'll be harnessing the power of the wind and the sun and the sea from Greece and bringing that into everything we do, which will be beautiful. So it'll be like you can join me on the holiday as well. So I hope you join me, and I want to just give you a taste of what we're going to be doing if you're still watching this nearly 8 minutes later. A taste of what I'm going to be offering. And in this park where I'm in, my favorite spot is over here. So I'm going to just walk a little bit to my favorite spot and then do an energy exercise with you to just give you a taster. If you've never done any work with me before, or if you've never done any energy work before, just a taster of the kind of thing that I offer during the camp. You can just take a moment now as we go into this beautiful garden to visualize the garden of your heart, and let this garden help represent it for you. But we just go around this garden now a little bit. Peaceful garden, look, with nobody in it. So we're standing at the beginning of the garden, and we're going to breathe together. And then we're going to look at the sky, listen to everything that's around, whether it's peaceful or not, and know that it's all a part of us and we are all a part of it. Then we're going to look at some of the details. So in this garden, you might have some flowers that are a bit raggedy, but you love them anyway, like the old raggedy teddy bears. Sentimental images, memories. You've got garden beds that might need a little bit of weeding. These ones don't. There we have beautiful flowers that are open. And just an overall sense of wholeness that we get from connecting in with ourselves I love these flowers. They're anemones. I have some pink ones in my garden. So we take a deep breath in and out. And another breath in and out. And look at this tilled soil, freshly tilled soil with potential. So just imagine in your heart somewhere there's a space with freshly tilled soil, and maybe you just want to put the rake over it and open it out and say, I'm ready now for whatever new is coming into my life. And feel your heart softening and relaxing. We have some really unusual things growing that are the uniqueness of our life. I do believe this is an artichoke flower. They look spectacular as they're dying. So what does that say to you? That death and grief is held in the heart as well, and it all fits, without it, you're incomplete. There's a place for it. So if you're feeling like you need to shift grief, or move the grief, or move on from grief, let that feeling go. And just be with the grief and know that it does fit into the garden of you. Open your chest as you breathe in and breathe out and relax. Here's some beautiful flowering plants. So you've got the beauty and the thistles together. And I'm just going to come around to this last part here. This garden where you have a flower. Oh, isn't that lovely? Doesn't that look good? Now you see, if we didn't go all the way in and didn't come deeply into the center of this garden, we wouldn't be seeing these beautiful sunflowers. Flower of hope, of joy, and of abundance. And maybe you have to take that first step into the garden of your heart before you can find that hope and renewal, the renewal of life. The renewal of life. Now, I couldn't have planned this particular garden walk if I wanted to. Everything happens naturally. And you know what? We work with what we see in the moment right in front of us. And when you're connected into your heart, magical things happen. I'm just going to take a quick look. Which flower will I end this on? As you feel your body coming back into yourself and know that your heart just wants you to connect to it. That's all it wants. Just wants that connection. And when you offer it that connection, it blossoms. It blooms. It blooms. So I hope you join me for Raise Your Vibration Bootcamp. And I'll put all the details with this video. But even if you don't, even if you feel every day for 21 days is too much, just doing the exercise that we just did every day, just touching in, tipping into your own heart and going, okay, is there a little bit more I can clean up? Is there a little, a few more weeds that I need to pull up? Can I breathe here with myself? Tilling that soil, looking forward to the possibilities and knowing that there's beauty in the grief. There really is beauty with grief. And it's okay to feel what you're feeling. So I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Didn't mean for this to be so long. But anyway, if you're still here, you're amazing. And we're all here together. What we choose to think about is what we manifest. Let's get a handle on our thoughts. Let's allow ourselves to feel what we feel and clear that so we can make a much better, hopeful, brighter world for everybody. Okay, bye.